is go back. What we're gonna do right here is go back. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Way back.
Alright, and welcome back to Kumasao Reviews. We have another Play Arts Kai Tekken Tag Tournament 2 review. This one's Kazuya Mishima. Alright, so taking a look at the front of the box here, really cool, fiery logo. Okay, and just like June's box, just the sides are an extension of that. Not too much on the bottom, the top. It does open to show Kazuya. Looks like he has a couple of alternate hands there. And the back of the box. Alright, it looks like that is the toy, as well as a graphic for June, who is this first wave of Tekken figures as well. So alright, let's move on to the figure. Alright, and giving an overview, well, actually I'm going to go ahead and go through the whole thing because what comes in the box isn't too much, and there's no need to divide this into chapters like I normally do. So, you can see here, Kazuya. He does come with a Play Arts Kai stand. Now, him and June are my first Play Arts Kai figures, so I wasn't too used to these stands and stuff like that, but once you get it put together, it takes, you know, less than 2 minutes to get it all put together. Comes with a nice little wrench for you to go ahead and screw everything together and stuff like that. It's really cool, really sturdy. Yeah, I definitely dig it. But comes with the figure itself, as well as 2 alternate hands, and they're just open hands. That's it. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward. So let's go ahead and get to reviewing the figure. Now, I had heard Play Arts Kai figures were a bigger scale than the ones that I'm used to collecting. I normally collect figures, you know, between 4 and 6 inches. When it comes to mecha, that's a whole different thing. But my human style figures or anime characters, more like, you know, between 4 and 6 inches. Yeah. So taking a look at him, he is over 9 inches tall. Even with his legs spread, he's about 9 1/4 there. So he could probably even make a run for 9 1/2. Once you put him, you know, all straight up and everything like that. But taking a look at him overall. Alright. And he does have the more slender Tekken 6 style build. And when I say these are Tekken 6 character models, just so you know, even though the box says Tekken Tag Tournament 2, all Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is Tekken 6 with tag function built into it. All the character models and stuff like that are based around the Tekken 6 character modeling. Besides the new characters that were brought in specifically for Tekken Tag, of course. But yeah, anyway, there's an all-around of them. Okay. And what I like most is just the detailing on the skin. With Kazuya's story of, you know, being thrown off the cliff when he was younger, being revived in Tekken 4 after he was thrown off the cliff again, things like that. The scarring and stuff like that is very accurate, very perfect, and you can see the face sculpt here, it's on. And even his in-game character model has that, you know, bigger body, broader shoulders, and the very slender face, like so. And they even nailed the fact that he does have the red eye. After he was brought back in Tekken 4. So, and yeah, of course he's carried it throughout, but that's when he, you know, first started sporting the red eye. But yeah, there we go. Alright, now, taking a look at him. His posability, he's got a ball jointed head here. Alright. Kind of reminds me of the Soda figures, actually. Old Street Fighter characters. Alright. Shoulders aren't on, well, they're on ball joints, like, on the inside, but on the outside, just forward and back swing and up and down rotation that's built into the shoulder. Swivel at the bicep. Ratcheting ball joints on the elbow. Okay. And I like that elbow bend. It's very realistic, actually. Alright. And he does have ball jointed wrist there. It's very cool. Alright. Now he does have ab crunch here, where the chest meets the abdominal area. Get him back here. Full rotation at the waist. So waist swivel, waist rock. Very good. Alright. Now, ratcheting all around. I can't see the joints in here, but I don't believe they're standard ball joints, especially since they ratchet and stuff like that, but good stuff. Alright. He does have thigh swivel, and I like that they keep the thigh swivel, up underneath here where it's pretty hidden, so he doesn't have like a big line there. Now, for joints that aren't so hidden, I had seen pictures of this on the other Play-Arts Kai figures that I was looking up, like, Guile, Ibuki. I wanted to get a whole Street Fighter Cross Tekken thing going, but when you see it in person, it's extra ugly. They do have double jointed knees, but the way that it works is pretty rough. So this one's actually not even letting me do the second half. Let me see if this leg's a little bit more giving. There you go. I'm just going to have to play with that one a little bit, work it some. So you can see there's just like a piece connecting, and no like knee that goes around or covers up or anything like that. That's some of the craziest looking shit I've ever seen on a toy. But okay, when he's not in that particular position, it looks okay. I mean, it's not bad, but when you actually do the double knee joint, it's like, whoa. Okay, so his ankles, ratchet and ball joints. Alright, so he does have tilt there. Rotation as well, because the ball joints peg in. Yeah, overall a pretty cool, posable figure. Let's go ahead and get him put into a pose. Alright. Actually get him sideways, and I love that tilt there. So definitely cool stuff. Alright, and playing around with the stand some, I love that the joints of the stand actually screw in to tighten, because it really makes for something neat. Alright, so let's do some pretend like he's going for those good old up forward +4 spin kicks there. Alright. Make it like he's gunning for him. Gonna have to put this a little bit farther away. And of course that unpegs while I'm doing that. Fantastic. Yeah, overall good stuff, and you can see it's a pretty strong stand there because these figures aren't light, pretty dense plastic and things like that. Now one thing I do want to hit on is that when I got him out of the box, he actually had a big time glow to him, like a gloss. For whatever reason, they decided on his body there to use a gloss coat, apparently, and I don't know why. It was about as stupid as the Twilight vampires, like when they'd step into the sun and glisten. That's what he looked like, and especially with the texturing and stuff like that, they really made the head especially like porous, so that glisten, when you shine light on it, especially for pictures and stuff like that, like every single lump and texture just like reflected light, and it was bad. So what I actually used to make him look normal was this. It's Tester's spray lacquer. And on the top of this, or on the store label, whatever it's just going to say dull coat. So not clear coat, it's a dull coat. It's still clear, but when it dries, it actually dulls out. So that they don't have that like super glisten and stuff like that. And I'm a lot more impressed with them. Like, I opened them up out of the box, I took a picture, noticed how he was shining and stuff like that, then had to jet to work, and I was actually kind of ticked at this thing, you know, on my way to work. I thought it was just atrocious. But, you know, use that at your own risk. You might take it out of the box and dig the way it shines. But yeah, I wanted to fix that and fix that immediately. And alright, one thing I haven't shown you is how the hands peg out. And they literally just peg in, peg out. So, yeah, simple enough. And alright, I'll go ahead and just do final thoughts on this figure now. I am coming at this with a heavy bias. It's the first time we've gotten Tekken figures that aren't like mini-mates or just garbage, like 3-inch crappy G.I. Joe style figures. It's our first real shot at having actual full-size, extremely detailed Tekken characters, period. I dig it. I dig that quite a bit, that fact. But as for the figure itself, Player Kai, it's going to take me some getting used to. It's a bigger scale than I'm used to having for, you know, human characters and stuff like that, outside of like Hot Toys. So they don't really scale with anything but each other. But at the same time, you know, it's an easy pass for me as long as we get a decent amount of characters in the lineup so that I don't have to mix them up or try to make them fit with other things. You know, if it comes down to it and Kazuya and Jun are just 2 off or something like that, I'm going to be extremely, extremely disappointed. But outside of that, a very posable figure. I'm not the biggest fan of how these joints go. I think they're plenty sturdy. I love the posability and stuff like that. But the elbow and knee joints on these things, a lot like the smaller Revoltech figures. I think it looks okay on Kazuya because he's got the bigger forearms. But I can't imagine them being very good on thinner characters or female characters and things like that, because I saw some pictures of, I believe it was Laura Croft, the Player Kai, and these joints just look atrocious on them. So I think they're not something that look decent universally, but on this particular character it looks pretty good. But anyway, this has been Play Arts Kai from Square Enix, their Kazuya Mishima figure. I'm TJ Duckett. This has been another Kuma-style review, and thanks for watching. I'm really stoked about this one, and yeah, it's one I'd recommend.